Well, I've got my T for Taylor jersey on. Okay, this is actually from a baseball team I used to work for called the T-Bones, but I'm back with another Taylor Swift album review, so I'm wearing a T. Today we are finally getting to Evermore. On December 10th, 2020, 3 days prior to her 31st birthday, Taylor Swift posted 9 photos on Instagram, which together formed an image depicting the singer's back with her hair in a braid and facing a forest. And we now know this was the cover of her new album titled Evermore, which would be released at midnight. She revealed the track list and a music video for its opening track, Willow. Taylor had this to say to her fans via social media posts. "You've all been so caring, supportive, and thoughtful on my birthdays, and so this time I thought I would give you something. I also know the holiday season will be a lonely one for most of us." Again, this was pandemic year, 2020. "And if there are any of you out there who turn to music to cope with missing loved ones the way I do, this is for you." I'm going to do something a little different with this review. I've been playing tracks and speaking over them, and all of my stuff is getting copyright hits from YouTube. So I'm going to play clips, but I'm not going to talk over any of the clips, so that in case I need to mute any of the parts, at some point I can do that and still have the review, and you'll just have to play some clips yourself. So I'm going to go with Evermore. It's her 9th studio album. It was a surprise album release, December 11th, 2020. Less than 5 months after her previous studio album, Folklore. Now, I have a review for Folklore. I will put a link to it. If you just look right up there, probably up there, maybe down in the comments or the description. Evermore was a spontaneous product of Swift's extended collaboration with her Folklore collaborator, Aaron Dessner. Swift said she likens Evermore to fall and winter, in contrast to its predecessors, spring and summer, but she does regard them as sister albums. I listened to Evermore and Folklore together, back to back, over and over again. Tremendous, tremendous albums. What a great songwriter she is, and just so much great stuff coming out in a short time. Very prolific. So Evermore was nominated for Album of the Year at the 64th Grammy Awards, a second consecutive nomination for Swift in the category after Folklore had won the previous year. Didn't win, but wouldn't that have been something to win, Album of the Year for your back-to-back albums? So anyway, we're going to play some tracks from Evermore. We've got Willow, Champagne Problems, Gold Rush, 'Tis the Damn Season, Tolerated, No Body, No Crime featuring the group Haim, Happiness, Dorothea, Coney Island featuring The National, Ivy, Cowboy Like Me, Long Story Short, Marjorie, Closure, and then the song Evermore featuring Bon Iver. This CD that I picked up again from the library, bonus tracks Right Where You Left Me and It's Time to Go. So we're going to give a listen. Again, I got to repeat something I said in one of my earlier Taylor Swift reviews. I've never really heard much Taylor Swift other than what you hear on the radio, on the internet, on TV shows, whatever. And then I saw the Eras Tour. I didn't go to the concert, but I saw the movie version of the Eras Tour. I was just completely blown away. 3 hours of this girl, an amazing musician, a woman, amazing musician, amazing songwriter. I'm just blown away, songwriter myself. So I decided to go and listen to all of the albums, all the deep cuts and everything. And I just went to the library and found what I could. I've got a review of Lover coming up. I've done a review of Midnight. Got a review of Red coming up. You've seen the review for Folklore. And now here's Evermore. Evermore blends alternative rock, indie folk, and chamber pop styles, carried by finger-picked guitars, somber pianos, lavish strings, and sparse percussion. The subject matter has been described as an anthology of tales about love, marriage, infidelity, and grief, exploring the complexities of human emotion. Now, the standard edition of Evermore is 1 hour long, consisting of 15 tracks, while the deluxe edition that I picked up has the 2 bonus songs I mentioned. Haim, The National, Bon Iver provide guest vocals as I said, on No Body, No Crime, Coney Island, and Evermore, respectively. So over 1 million copies of Evermore sold in its first week globally. It was Swift's 8th consecutive Billboard 200 #1 debut, spending 4 weeks at the top of the charts. So we're going to start off here. I'm going to play a little clip of Willow, give you my opinion, my feelings that I got from this album, from these songs, and go from there. I'm a very emotional album review person. These albums that I'm going to talk about, because I have a lot coming up from the past. Also, I'm going to talk about how I felt, maybe what I was doing when I was going through in my life. This Evermore and Folklore hit me pretty good because I've gone through, as a lot of you know, I've gone through a breakup in the last year and a half, and hit me pretty hard. So Evermore and Folklore spoke to me. So here we go, track number 1, Willow, from the Taylor Swift 2020 album Evermore. Let's check it out. Wow, Willow is just a phenomenal song to start the album with. It's so great. It actually became Swift's 7th Billboard Hot 100 #1 song and her 2nd #1 song in 2020 after Cardigan, which was a great song that I loved on the Folklore album, making her the first ever act to simultaneously debut atop both Billboard 200 and the Hot 100 charts 2 times. Some lyrics I love from Willow. The more that you say, the less I know. Wherever you stray, I follow. I'm begging for you to take my hand, wreck my plans. That's my man. Okay, of course, I love the opening line, the first verse of the song, but towards the end here, we've got, wait for the signal and I'll meet you after dark. Show me the places where the others gave you scars. Whew, I like that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. If my clips are not playing, be sure to go and check out these songs on your own. Take a little listen. Life was a willow and it bent right to your wind. Coming up next, we have track number 2, Champagne Problems. This is a great song. I saw this on the Eras Tour concert. So, Champagne Problems. Lyrically, the song is a sentimental ballad written from the perspective of a troubled girlfriend who turns down her lover's earnest marriage proposal due to her not feeling ready. Champagne Problems received critical acclaim for its portrayal of characters and their heartbreak. You get the sense of hurt growing louder as the song's story of a shriveled romance turns more urgent. At the end of my review, I'm going to talk about an overall scope of the album, but the first 2 songs, just absolute killer. Both these songs would be the best song on anybody else's album. Coming up next, track 3 is Gold Rush. This is a song written by Taylor and Jack Antonoff, who, you know, later on ended up writing a whole bunch of stuff with her and produced a couple of her albums. Gold Rush is okay. The third song didn't really jump out at me. Nothing for me in this one, but that's okay. Give it a listen. Check it out. We'll see what you think. Okay, track 4, 'Tis the Damn Season. Another great hook in this song. The chorus of this song, I'm going to play a little clip of it here in a second, but so we could call it even. You could call me babe for the weekend. 'Tis the damn season. Write this down. I'm staying at my parents' house, and the road not taken looks real good now, and it always leads to you and my hometown. The track is narrated from the perspective of a woman named Dorothea, a Hollywood actress who returns to her hometown in Tupelo, Mississippi to visit her family during the Christmas and holiday season. While at her hometown, Dorothea encounters a former lover from her high school days and rekindles the relationship. She finds comfort in her hometown romance, but realizes she doesn't fit in all that well anymore and has to return to Los Angeles. She confesses that the lover is the only soul who can tell which smiles she's faking. Tolerate It is a song that details loving someone who undervalues the relationship. Swift wrote this about ambivalent toleration, and that it was inspired by a novel she was reading called Rebecca, which is from like 1930s. In the lyrics, it describes an unstable relationship between 2 characters with a big age gap. I know something about that. Narrated from the young woman's perspective, she delivers acts of service to her partner, such as setting the table. The woman admits that she has worth and professes about it. I know my love should be celebrated, she says, yet is faced with indifference because instead he just tolerates it. I wait by the door like I'm just a kid, using my best colors for your portrait. Lay the table with the fancy shit and watch you tolerate it. If it's all in my head, tell me now. Tell me I've got it wrong somehow. I know my love should be celebrated, but you tolerate it. No Body, No Crime. She wrote this track as a result of her fixation with crime documentaries and podcasts. A tune featuring styles of country, country rock, and Americana. No Body, No Crime is a murder ballad about the murder of a woman named Esty, narrated by her friend who ends up avenging her. Kind of reminded me of a Goodbye Earl kind of thing. Women getting together and taking out a bad dude to protect one of their own. The Haim sisters are on this song. Apparently, Taylor reached out to them and said, I got this song, would you be interested in, backing me up on it? And they were like, yeah, it's Taylor Swift. Now, I've mentioned this guy, Aaron Dessner, that co-wrote a lot of these songs and produced this album with her. Aaron Dessner is a founding member of the group called The National. And apparently a lot of these songs began as instrumentals that he had written, which is why they kind of have a feel. If you listen to some songs by The National, you'll notice that there is a correlation here. Anyway, so he wrote instrumental pieces, and I can't remember which song, but in one of the songs, he sent her off this instrumental piece that he just thought, well, it's just going to be instrumental. Couldn't put any lyrics to it. And she sent it back within like 2 or 3 days, completely finished lyrics, wrote lyrics to the whole thing. So that's really cool. That's why a lot of these songs sound a little different than your typical Taylor Swift, but I love it. I just love the whole feel, vibe of this Evermore album. Happiness is a song where the narrator is finding happiness after a divorce. She's kind of mid-breakup. Tries to console someone else while also doing it for herself. A line I love here, because I went through this in the last couple of years. There'll be happiness after you, but there was happiness because of you. Both of these things can be true. There's happiness. And we tend to forget that, but yes, we can be sad after a breakup. Of course, we're going to find happiness again, but we can't forget that there was happiness with that person who now has caused us some pain. Some of these lyrics in Happiness kind of have a little gothic imagery. Past the blood and bruise, past the curses and cries, beyond the terror and the nightfall, haunted by the look in my eyes. The song Dorothea, of course, calls back to our narrator from 'Tis the Damn Season. Together, they revolve around this fictional story set in Tupelo, Mississippi. It's Dorothea and the unnamed former lover. They were high school lovers until Dorothea decided to move to Los Angeles and pursue her Hollywood career. The narrator is he here, basically singing to Dorothea, singing about how he's happy for her that she's famous, but he talks about some of the memories, like a skipped prom, feelings of separation from her, and he attempts to convince Dorothea to return to the simplicity of rural life, which, as in the 'Tis the Damn Season, we know as part of that story, that didn't happen. She went back to Los Angeles. Coney Island is an alternative rock indie folk song, kind of has a waltz tempo, and The National appears on this. She duets with the lead singer of The National. Lyrically, it depicts a separated couple's memories in Coney Island, New York City. The lyrics are about the hollow feelings of losing oneself in a relationship that has gone. Man, I have felt that. I spent a year lost in a relationship that was gone, and it's not good. So, I don't know, that's probably why some of these Taylor Swift songs speak to me. She's writing about stuff that everybody's been through, most likely. Unless you got lucky, married somebody, and stayed married for 50 years, we've probably all had some heartbreak. We've felt a lot of these stories. So that's another thing I love about Taylor Swift. Whether you're a 14-year-old girl or 56-year-old man, anything in between, you can find something in there too that relates to your life and your feelings. And she really hits a nerve. Fantastic songwriter, Taylor Swift. Next up, we have Ivy. My pain fits in the palm of your freezing hand, taking mine, but it's been promised to another. Oh, I can't stop putting roots in my dreamland, my house of stone. Your ivy grows, and now I'm covered in you. Track 11. We're moving right along here. Cowboy Like Me. Track 12 is Long Story Short. Long Story Short finds Swift reminiscing about a dark part of her past and her contentment with a current state of mind. It generated interpretations as being about her past, including celebrity feuds and controversies during 2017. Swift described it as one of her life's lowest moments, that time period. The song narrates her personal redemption while covering her 4-year emotional journey between 2016 and 2020, specifically the turbulent events of her professional life starting in 2016. In the lyrics of Long Story Short, Swift announces her peaceful state of mind after spending years of limelight in petty things and nemesis, while recalling her fall from grace after her feuds and how she eventually sorted her priorities and found true love. And in the bridge, she asserts her lack of interest in celebrity drama anymore, focusing only on her relationship outside of work. The song ends with the lyric, I survived. And what a way to wrap up a story. Long story short, I survived. Track 13 is Marjorie. The song Marjorie is a tribute to Swift's late maternal grandmother, the opera singer Marjorie Finlay, who was born in Memphis, Tennessee in October of 1928 and died on June 1st, 2003 in Reading, Pennsylvania. Finlay inspired Swift to pursue a musical career, and the song even samples Finlay's operatic vocals. This is in the song Marjorie, check it out. The song's lyrics are structured like chants, composed of life lessons Swift learned from Finlay, including never be so kind you forget to be clever, never be so clever you forget to be kind. The song also depicts grief and guilt Swift felt over the memory of her grandmother, and she didn't really get to know her grandmother very well before her grandmother passed away. Marjorie is a sister song to Epiphany, which is a song that appears the 13th track on the album Folklore and was about Swift's paternal grandfather, Dean. So again, another connection between Evermore and Folklore. These two albums are closely knit together. I should have asked you questions. I should have asked you how to be, asked you to write it down for me. Should have kept every grocery store receipt, because every scrap of you would be taken from me. Watched as you signed your name, Marjorie, all your closets of backlogged dreams, and how you left them all to me. Next up is Closure. We're going to take a listen to this. Here's some lyrics I like. It's been a long time, and seeing the shape of your name still spells out pain. It wasn't right the way it all went down. Looks like you know that now. Yes, I got your letter. Yes, I'm doing better. It cut deep to know you, right to the bone. Yes, I got your letter. Yes, I'm doing better. I know that it's over. I don't need your closure. I don't need your closure. Man. Not going to really talk about that too much. Woo! That hits me. The last official track before the bonus tracks is Evermore, featuring Bon Iver. Gray November, I've been down since July, motion capture, put me in a bad light. I replay my footsteps on each stepping stone, trying to find the one where I went wrong, writing letters addressed to the fire. Can't remember what I used to fight for. I rewind the tape, but all it does is pause. On the very moment, all was lost, sending signals to be double-crossed. The first of the two bonus tracks is Right Where You Left Me. Friends break up, friends get married, strangers get born, strangers get buried, trends change, rumors fly, through new skies, but I'm right where you left me. And the last track on the album, this is the deluxe version, so it's got the two bonus tracks. This is the second of the bonus track. It's called It's Time to Go. Sometimes giving up is the strong thing. Sometimes to run is the brave thing. Sometimes walking out is the one thing that will find you the right thing. When it's time to go. 15 years, 15 million tears. begging till my knees bled. I gave it my all, he gave me nothing at all, then wondered why I left. Now he sits on his throne in his palace of bones, praying to his greed. He's got my past frozen behind glass, but I've got me. She's a strong woman, walking away from things that hurt her, walking away from things that don't work for her. And Evermore, 2020. I loved these two as a back-to-back. If you get a chance, if you can listen to Folklore all the way through and then get Evermore and listen to Evermore all the way through, the style, the sound, the soundscape, these put you in the mood. And you got to remember, this was 2020, pandemic. Just a great overall feel for that time. A little bit of what everybody was going through. I was having a good year in 2020. I didn't hear these albums until 2024. And so for me, they kind of touched the year I had in 2023 and a little bit at the beginning of 2024. Again, just perfect for me. So, hey, be sure to come back for more album reviews. It's not always just a Taylor Swift thing. I'm just going through the Taylor Swift catalog right now. But I'm going to intermix some different things. Some AC/DC, some Pixies, Nirvana, Pearl Jam. I'm going to go back and get some country, Garth Brooks, Johnny Cash, Dwight Yoakam, even older stuff, some Bobby Darin, Stevie Wonder, the Commodores, just whatever, man. I've got Tori Amos, Sheryl Crow. I am going to review all different types of music, and I hope that you'll stick around for that, and I hope you enjoy. And if you have any questions, shoot me an email at gmail.com. Shoot me an email. Tell me some things that you'd maybe like to see me review, maybe an album I haven't heard of, and you want to hear me talk about it. That'd be great. Thanks very much. Using Man Darin. Have a good whatever.